Every time I use this, look how much pigmentation that is. That's crazy. Hey guys, welcome back to Looking Beauty Code. I am so excited for this video because we're talking new makeup. We're specifically talking about all the makeup on my face today. And my makeup is looking really good. I didn't powder. I did not powder. And this is how we're looking. That's all I'm gonna say. Makeup's looking on point today. I really love how this makeup came out, and I would love to know down below what other new makeup products do you want me to talk about, test out. I already got so many questions on the new Kosas product. I'm still testing her out, but that video will be coming once I kind of solidified my thoughts on it. But I would love to know what else you would like to see. Please leave a comment down below. And I just want to jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into this new makeup video. New makeup, I'm so excited. Let's get into it, you guys. First things first, I did my brows off camera just because I don't have any new brow products, and I always do my brows first. But I used the Tude Brow Soap and then the Westman Atelier Brow Pencil in the shade Bark. And I feel like brows are looking good. Anyways, now let's move on to complexion because we have a new complexion product and I'm so excited. So the second I could get my hands on this, I broke my ankles running to my laptop to get my hands on this because I needed to start testing it out right away. The new Amicole foundation stick. And this is a nice, like, weightier feeling product compared to their multi-stick, which it's still like the actual component on the multi-stick is nice, but this feels a little bit heftier. It does feel a little bit more like metal, which is great. Now, I got the shade 310, I believe. 310, and I feel like I did a really good job with a shade match for me, especially for a shade match that would work for me also in the warmer months when I actually have a tan. So this is the shade. That's a crazy good shade match. I'm shocked that I got that. But so this is meant to be more of a natural finish, super lightweight wearing product. Now what I want to do is I want to do a little swatchy poo on my face for you just so you can see my face. No sun. Sun hasn't hit it in 7 months, it feels like. And I wear so much sunscreen on a regular day basis, but this is going to be amazing for me when I have a little bit more sun on my face. So I'm going to apply it just like this on my face, and I'm going to blend out with just this brush here. However, I also can use my fingers to blend it out and a sponge. I prefer fingers and brush for this, but look how quickly it just blends out. Oh my goodness, it's so good. I'm gonna blend out this side with my fingers just so you can see, but it is such a nice shade match. It gives like a really nice healthy look to the skin, but it isn't so dewy because I know not everybody loves a dewy product. Okay, we are blended on this side. What do you guys think of the shade match when you're kind of looking at my face half and half? One with makeup, one without. What do you guys think of the shade match? I feel like it's a really, really good shade match, especially going into warmer months where I'm going to be a little bit more tan, but I try to really avoid tanning if possible because I want to look young forever, which I know it's not really possible, but one can only hope. I'm going to do this side next, and I'm going to stripe it on my face like I did on the other side. But I am going to blend with my finger, and what's crazy about this is you can just tap. I want to show you this. You can tap it out and it melts into the skin. Like, you don't need to swipe it. I mean, you can, and I do that, and it's totally fine, but you do not need to swipe it for it to blend in. Look at that melt. It just melts away. Okay, we are blended, and I want to show you kind of what it's looking like on both sides. Now, I do have a little bit of an acne breakout right here, and what I will say is it is more of a medium coverage product, and it's a buildable medium. So if I want a little bit more coverage, I'll take a little brush like this, and I will just dip into the brush, and I will apply it to the product, to the zit, which is what I have on my face, and let it sit for a second like I would any other concealer, because I find that when you let it settle for a second, or really anything, it gives you a little bit more grip on the area that you're applying it, but also gives you a touch more coverage. So we're gonna wait about 30 seconds. I don't feel like I need to wait that long with this product, and I'm just gonna blend out with my finger, and then we're gonna move on. However, this is a really nice product. It has beautiful buildableness to it, and you can definitely build up to a nice medium coverage. But when you look close to a mirror, when I tell you, I'm looking at the humbling side of a mirror right now, which nobody needs that information, you know? But when I get close to a mirror, it it looks like there's nothing on my skin, and I feel like that people say that all the time, but like this literally looks like there's nothing on my skin, which is crazy. So now I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to blend where I applied it to that area that I have a little bit of a breakout, which we need to handle that because like she has no business being here. I feel like that just blends out like a dream and gives you coverage. It also doesn't cling to dryness, which is really nice because I do have some eczema and I do have some acne marks that do have a little bit of dryness to them, and hyperpigmentation that also has some dryness to them, and I feel like it just glides over. The feeling of the stick is almost like gel isn't the right word. I don't want to use that word, but it has that like cooling effect that a gel kind of stick has, and it just is so easy to blend out. It blends out like butter, but not in the way that butter is like a little bit heavier feeling. It's so lightweight. It feels like there's nothing on my skin. This is a beautiful product. I did not think it was going to be as good as it is. And honestly, this to me just gives like the perfect complexion where if you have oily skin and you struggle with the fact that so much is really dewy right now and kind of glass skin effect, which love, but it doesn't work for everyone. I feel like if you have oily skin, you're really going to enjoy this because also the way that it wears throughout the day, because I'm so oily in my T-zone, it's cray. It doesn't do up like crazy. It gives a really nice wear throughout the day, and it doesn't break apart in the areas where I always lose my foundation first, which is here, just here, and my chin, and a little bit like right in the middle between my eyebrows. It doesn't break apart and look funky. It's just beautiful. I'm a really big fan. Now what I'm gonna do is apply the Kulfi concealer. I need some coverage because I still have a little bit of mark on this side. I think it's this eye of a bug bite that I got. I think it's a spider bite, and I think my mom thinks it was a spider bite, and when I say it's been a week, I still have a little bit of remnants left, but it's so much better than it was. But I don't need any more evidence that you were here. Leave. So we're going to blend out with just this brush here from Sephora. This is the Sephora 71 brush. I love this. I'm just going to blend out. I just love that concealer. It is so good. So the next I'm going to go on with a little bit of bronzer. We're going with the one that I've been using the most recently, which is the Rose Ink one in the shade Seychelles. And I'm going to take a little bit and put it on the back of my hand. And it's such a good bronzer for, especially right now where I don't have a lot of color on my, to my complexion because I am a little bit pale. So this is great because it's not too warm in tone where it's gonna give me Oompa Loompa vibes. And I'm just going to kind of press it into the skin with this brush here. This is a IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe number 7. We are bronze next. We're going to move on to a new multi-stick actually from Ami Collet. This is one I haven't used for you guys yet, so I thought it would be fun to use it today. And this is the shade, what is it? Spice. And this is such a gorgeous shade, and I felt like we needed to use it. Look how beautiful that is. It's just so good, and I feel like for this time of year, it is beautiful. So this formula, I'm just obsessed with this. It's so good, and it kind of really melts into the skin, and I feel like when you're using a ton of creams, sometimes it can, when you're piling on cream on top of cream, sometimes the formulas don't always meld together really well depending on the formula. This is one that works well with so many different formulas. I haven't had an issue with it at all. It's so good. So this is more of a plummy tone, and I already feel like I put too much on the brush, but that's okay. Every time I use this, look how much pigmentation that is. That's crazy. Every time I use this, I regret how much I put on the brush because it's so pigmented, but it is so unbelievably beautiful. And then I'm just going to take a brush and go around the edges so that it's not looking too stark and intense, but still has the pigmentation. So just around the edges of where I placed the product. This is a nice alternative to the Heavenly Luxe number 7 brush if you're looking for it. This is the e.l.f. What is this? Complexion Duo brush. It's really nice. So good. I love that. So the next what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take just a touch of this bronzer that I used and just put it in the crease. I'm just going to take my finger and just add it to my crease to add a little bit more definition. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this single shadow from Jones Road Beauty. This is their shade Cream. I love this shade. It is actually so freaking good. I'm going to take my finger, just dip, and you can use a brush. I just like to use my finger because I'm lazy. And I'm going to just add it to right here, and it just makes any eyeshadow that you put down diffuse a little bit better so there isn't quite as much of a stark line, and kind of just create a little bit more of a gradient. So that's what I like to do. I just love what that does for a makeup look, having a really nice, good transition shade, cream, neutral shade that you can just kind of blend your eyeshadow with to make it less stark looking and look a little bit more natural. I don't know. I love this. This is so good. And I have a shimmery one. I have a few matte ones that I'm currently testing out, a few other shades, but this one, Cream, and the shade Dark Brown, just so good. And I have yet to find eyeshadows that give me this kind of a mill. It's like finely milled, and it has a little bit of a matte to it, but it isn't so matte that it looks crazy. It looks very natural, but it doesn't really have a bunch of kick up. And when I use the shade Dark Brown, I usually line my lash line with it, even though I don't know where that is right now, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't fall all over my face. I don't know. I'm obsessed with these. They're just so good. Then for the eye look, we're going to go with a really creamy eyeliner that I have been loving. So this is a newer Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeliner shade, but this shade, hold on, let me just show you. This is the shade Cinnamon. Look how pretty. So Cinnamon is really pretty. It has a little bit of a shimmer to it, but it isn't anything crazy. And it is just so beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a little bit of a cinnamon smoke around. And I love it. I have already raved about these eyeliners from Victoria Beckham Beauty. They're just so nice and creamy. But to create a really beautiful eyeshadow look, they are just unmatched because they're an eyeliner, but they're creamy. But when they set down, they don't really move, which is nice. And they're really beautiful in the like inner rim or waterline. Inner rim. Can I get a grip? It's just so good. So I'm going to do a little bit on my top here and then a little bit on my lower lash line. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just like a little fluffy brush and kind of smudger brush and blend out the eyeliner that I did on the bottom lashes because I don't want it to look too crazy. I just love the smokiness that this shade Cinnamon gives without it being too intense, because sometimes you want smoke and sexiness, but you don't want it to overwhelm. And this is one of those that doesn't overwhelm, especially if you're my complexion, but I've seen it also used on people with a lighter complexion, or I should say I have used it on people with a lighter complexion, and it looks beautiful on them as well. And it doesn't look too intense, but it has that smokiness. I don't know. I feel like in summer, and we're gonna be best friends. So then next what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna curl my lashes because I feel like we could use a little curling today. Lashes are curled. We're gonna go on with this mascara, which I have been loving. This is the new Westman Atelier one. It's just so good, you guys. I just love it. I've actually seen a lot of makeup artists using it, and that just validates my feelings that it's good, because if it's good enough for a makeup artist, it's definitely good enough for me. It is so nice. Loving my makeup today. Just, it's so good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to lips. I'm actually going to start with the Jones Road Beauty lip liner in the shade Cognac. I just freshly sharpened her, or somewhat freshly, and I love her. I'm actually going to just do the outline of my lips. And I'm going to take my finger and just kind of diffuse it a bit. You can also use like a lip brush for this. Fingers is just easier. Then what we're gonna go on with is this. Ola Hendrickson came out with, you know how I feel about their lip peptide in tints, which great because my lips are forever dry. So I got this shade, what is it? Cocoa Cream, and was jazzed, and it's so beautiful, and just look how gorgeous that is. Look how gorgeous that is. How dare she? It's just so perfect, and it's so hydrating, and I was worried that they were tinting it because anytime you have an original product and someone adds a tint, a lot of the time it's not as good, but this is actually just as good. And I love that it's a tint because I pick at my lips from stress and also just being the worst. And when I pick at my lips look like a rabid dog attacked them constantly. And putting a lip balm on, sometimes it doesn't hide the fact that you are insane and pick at your lips. So this is just gonna hide all of that, and it's gonna give a little bit of something something without being too much. And let me just show you on the back of my hand the shade. Look how beautiful that is. Look how beautiful that is. It's just so good. I am obsessed. And yeah, those are all the new makeup products for today. I'm really happy with how my makeup is looking. I feel like it looks really beautiful, but not too dewy where I'm gonna look a mess. I really didn't want to powder because I wanted you to see how the foundation kind of is wearing within like hot studio lights. Like I'm sweating a little bit. I don't know why I'm wearing a sweater today, but that I just always wear a sweater because it feels right, but I'm always sweating. And today is no exception. It is hot in here today, and I feel like the makeup just looks so good and it wears so beautifully throughout the day. I would love to know down below, do you think you're gonna try out the Ami Collet foundation? It just is such a beautiful, it's just such a beautiful product. And if you can go into a Sephora or a Credo or wherever and try her out and just do a little swatch, let me know your thoughts, even if you're not necessarily going to grab it, because I would love to know down below. I'm also such a big fan. Actually, I'm a big fan of everything we use today. This eyeliner, they have a new like emeraldy green one. I should have grabbed her when I grabbed this one, but I didn't because I was like, oh, I don't know, just because sometimes products don't always work as well when they have a little bit more shimmer. So I really wanted to try out a more shimmery product because I have the black one and I also have the cocoa one, but the formula is a little bit different. So I was nervous to try a shimmery one, but with the way that this wears, it's beautiful. It doesn't run all over the face. I don't know, I'm obsessed. So I might grab the more green one, but I would love to know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.